Okay, nothing has changed. Part plus part equals whole. Let's do it. 3x squared plus x, look, part plus part equals whole. And at this point I realize, oh, I have a quadratic equation here. Well, in order to solve a quadratic equation, I need to have it in standard form. So let's subtract this 14 from both sides and make this 0, right? That's what I need for standard form. So I get 3x squared plus x minus 14. I now have an equation in standard form. I can now choose, at this point, I can choose either factoring or quadratic formula. You will get the same answer no matter which method you choose. I'm going to factor. Okay, so I know that this times this has to equal this, so that's going to be 3x and x. I know that this times this has to equal this. So let's put a positive and a negative here because it multiplies to negative 14, and then it could be 1 times 14 or 2 times 7. So let's start with 2 and 7. So let's see, this is negative 21 plus 2. That's negative 19. I want it to equal positive 1 right now. That's my goal. So it looks like the 2 and the 7 there don't really work. Let's try the other way. Let's try 7 and 2. So this is 3x times negative 2. That's negative 6 plus 7. Oh, hey, that equals positive 1. So that's what I wanted. Okay, so now I know that this times this equals 0. So either this equals 0 or this equals 0. And I'm going to do some math here. I divide by 3. I get x equals negative 7 over 3. Okay, now look, see this? That's a red flag. Why? Because it's negative. So I'm going to look over here. Look, see this length is x. So x is allowed to be negative. Like algebra, x can be whatever I want it to be. But this length absolutely cannot be negative. So in this case, x cannot be negative, right? And you can see, look, in this problem, this is 7x. So if x was negative, this would be negative, so that wouldn't be allowed. This is 2x. If x was negative, that would be negative. It wouldn't be allowed. Same deal here. So if we get a negative x in any of these particular problems, we're going to say, ooh, x can't be negative here because a length can't be negative. So we're going to cross that off. And instead, we're going to end up using this other solution. This is called an extraneous solution. You could just call it extra for now. That's kind of what it is, right? It's like a little leftover solution that doesn't really work. Okay, but let's check x equals 2. Let's see if that works. Okay, so here x, this is 2. Okay, this is 3 times x squared, so that's 3 times 2 squared. So that's 2 squared is 4 times 3, that's 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. Yep, that does work. Okay, so here my x is 2. And DE, that's this length, right? I just figured out that was 2 squared is 4 times 3, that was 12.